comfortable if I just asked you questions? Or yeah, so I have light in my one pupil. God.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can say a few things about myself, maybe.
Okay.
Not very much, but
yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And everyone okay? Or how are you? How did you enjoy? Oh, did you get in here in the online space kind of okay? Did you get everything that you needed? Is it fine?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. Too many things to kind of keep track of. Well, and by the way, still off the record, as I already mentioned, my name is Susanna. Hi. I am one of the program coordinators of the A-FilmTeensFest. And yeah, I was one of the people who picked your films, and that's why I'm here moderating this today. And if you were so kind, when we stop the stream, we can kind of greet ourselves afterwards. We're just gonna, say our farewells, but you can absolutely ask me anything off the record after the technician at the end says that we're not streaming anymore. So yeah.
Yeah.
The recording has started, so I think we're official. Welcome, one and all, to the first A-FilmTeens Q&A of the 2025. We are now streaming live. My name is again Susanna. I am a program coordinator at the A-FilmTeensFest 2025, and today Kinga Lendvai, the author of the animated short Take It Easy, joined me, and William Fidler, who is an author of the experimental short and Fantasia, Fantazie. Hello everyone again. You are all part of this year's program. Can you tell us anything about yourselves, briefly or lengthy, however you want?
Should I start? I can start, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, my name is Kinga. I am 20 years old and I currently live and study in Sweden. And I am very interested in art and also film. So, animation has become a very big interest of mine because of the fusion of these two. Yeah,
I really enjoyed your work with the backgrounds and the characters, which we will get to. But yeah, and William, sorry to give you the word.
Well, I'm also 20 years old. I'm living in Sweden, from Sweden, and well, I'm a filmmaker and kind of wildlife photographer. I'm working with kids and young adults in high school and helping them with their film projects and such. Yeah.
Nice. Your film kind of features children, which we will also get to, and I wanted to ask you about the work with them. And also one of the people who is joining us today, but is not present just yet, is Elaine McCarthy, who is a author of the film Pi, which is collage, as we translated it to Czech language. And I wanted to start off with Miro, but because his film has something in common with Kinga's, with the Take It Easy, but we will then get to him at the end, I guess. And I wanted to start with that because both of your films, Kinga, have in common a certain sense of like losing control of the characters, which I really enjoyed. Also, both, if I'm not mistaken, was your film a directorial debut? Is it? Was it?
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
Yeah. Because both were directorial debuts, and they both also excelled kind of at approaching the situation kind of comically, and the situations that were both very unhinged, which I enjoyed in both cases. And yours in particular, the Take It Easy, is a sketch on patience of a bear. And there's even a quote on patience at the end of the film by Winston Churchill. Would you like to kind of expand on the quote? What is it? And was there something in particular that kind of inspired you to make this quote the center of the center of the film?
Yeah, so I took the quote as sort of saying that, how to say this, that you shouldn't get very worked up over small things, because if you do, then you're kind of a small person. But if you can take it easy and just not take yourself and situations so seriously, and not get angry at small insignificant things, then you're sort of the bigger person. So I guess that was sort of how it's connected to the movie, that the bear should have taken it easy and not been so mad.
I was wondering that because as kind of I said before, I think the animation in general, or the animation art, is usually a really tedious process. So you need patience in that. Is it something that you suffer from, or do you take it easy while making the animated short? It has to take like ages to get that finished.
Yeah, so this was my first time doing animation, and it took way more patience than I myself expected, because I would say I'm pretty patient. I think patience is very important. I try not to get mad like the bear. No, but yeah, and I also very much enjoy doing things that need a lot of patience and like detail work. But this project did prove my patience a bit. It was very.
I thought so. Yeah. Is there something like you wanted to you would do differently this time, knowing that it's gonna take so much, or was there something that you kind of omitted because the process was so long and so heavy? And I don't know if it was heavy, but was it heavy?
Yeah, it was. So I will do a couple things. First of all, I would probably think a lot more about time management, because I wasted a lot of time. So this was a school assignment, and we had a deadline. And I didn't take it very seriously in the beginning, and then at the end it got so that's why you can see in the film that the art style becomes more and more hectic and kind of rushed in a way. I mean, it fit the narrative because the bear also was losing his mind.
I didn't really notice that one, and I thought it was an artistic choice. So kind of you made sense of that. It makes sense to me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The film kind of has a that's the other thing that I wanted to brush upon, which was that it seemed to me that the background and the characters have a different styles. That the film has a beautiful atmosphere. It's set on a Halloween's Eve, and it seemed to me that the visual styles were different. How have you approached and kind of developed the characters versus the background? Was there a different technique, or?
So I did everything with the same techniques, kind of. So everything is done digitally, as digital drawings. But I did make it like that on purpose, because I thought the backgrounds would look good in this sort of painterly and detailed style that I like, because details, such things, yes. But the characters needed to be much more simple. First, because if it has to be animated, it has to be as simple as possible, because otherwise you have to redraw way too much. It's super complicated, so I didn't risk making it too detailed there. But also because I feel like this way it gets separated. So in animated movies, I really love when they have this hand-painted background and then this flat shaded character. I think it's a beautiful contrast. So
Yeah.
That's why.
Were you kind of inspired when you're saying films? Were you inspired by anything in particular, like any artists or techniques? Because of the atmosphere, I was thinking there's many, there's many Halloweenish spooky movies and stuff like that, but this one is even more so comedic and kind of cozy and parodic, and it's a very, very nice comedic movie that has a really nice atmosphere. So I was wondering what kind of inspired you to do this kind of melting point of the movie.
Oh, first of all, thank you. I'm happy you think it looks
That's
good.
why I'm here.
So I would say I'm inspired by very many things. So it's kind of like taking a little bit of inspiration from everything. So the comedic part was sort of from, I don't know, in various maybe books I read or just situations you encounter in real life that are like funny. So I could take some inspiration from that. And for art style, while the style of my film isn't really similar, I really admire the style of Studio Ghibli films. I think they are very beautifully made. It really inspired me to try making something that's beautiful.
Yeah, I really I thought so, because there's a sense of coziness despite the violence. And it's very nice. Have you found that kind of music helps you with the animation? Because there's a very rhythmic sense. The music kind of helps the narrative. Did you pick the music beforehand or after? Have you
Actually,
made it into it?
I would say, yeah, the music is the narrative itself, kind of. So I found the piece before I came up with the idea.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
the whole idea was built around the piece because I thought it sounded really like depictive. The Tchaikovsky piece, it really did sound like someone smashing around. So I just really tried to like draw the elements that I could imagine when listening to the music.
Yeah, I thought that it would be really hard to find a piece that is so rhythmic to fit the animation afterwards. So yeah. Is there anything you mentioned the school deadlines? Those are the worst. But were there any other challenges that you kind of faced while making the movie? The animation is very tedious and it has to be lengthy. But is there anything else? How did you kind of manage it, if there was anything else?
Yeah, well, the main hardships I would say were the animation technique itself, because a lot of time I was just sitting there like, how does this movement work? Even what does it look like? So I had to try to find references or try to make the move myself or something so I can see what it would look like. But also, so filmmaking, usually you have like a team, so it's a bit hard to do it as a one-man thing. So that was a bit difficult to keep everything together.
Together. What was the kind of most time-consuming or the most annoying part of the work, of the process, when you're doing it alone and you have to do each slide one by one? Was it the most annoying thing?
Yeah, probably. Also, my drawing app crashed all the time. That was also annoying.
Oh no.
Technical problems. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Do you kind of, after this experience, do you still plan to continue exploring kind of animation, or do you have anything in mind for the next one? A simpler one or a team one?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to continue. I think it's super fun, and it's very creative. Like, you can do whatever you want, and I think that's fantastic. So I would absolutely continue. And actually, I do have some plans for projects that are actually bigger, maybe, so even more complicated. And I still don't have a team, but maybe I will work on trying to find some people to help.
Then is there something that is there an advice for somebody who would kind of want to make a film that is similar to yours, And is there something that you would really want the movie the movie to convey to the audience? Is there something that you really, if somebody really misses anything else, is there a heart that you want to kind of tell?
So the message of the movie.
Yeah, sorry. A lengthy question.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would sort of be to, I don't know if this is the message of the movie itself, but to not take yourself so seriously. So
Yeah.
calm down. Sort of, yeah.
And is there any topic that kind of interests you currently for your next projects that we've calmed down now? And is there any other kind of way that bridges you from this movie to the other? Is there anything else that you have in mind?
I think I would like my next one to be a bit more. So this one was more for fun and laughs, kind of. So I focused on the comedic part. But for my next one, I will try to have more depth in it. So like more philosophical theme almost.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Yeah. Good luck with that. It seems that the artistic thing is in place, and yeah. So from that one, if I can bridge to William, because there's a common theme even between you two, even though your film is experimental and Kinga's is an animated one. You both have worked, and I want to ask you about music in a bit, but we're gonna introduce the short. I just want to say that you both, I think, approach the music very uniquely. So William's short film Fantasie is an experimental short. Would you want to introduce the film yourself, or do you want me to kind of go ahead?
Oh, it's such a hard movie to
Yeah.
give
Because
us.
I can say something, but you can prove me wrong.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of defined it to myself that it's to me it's quite unique, even amongst our selection this year. I would kind of describe it as something that was even in your synopsis, that it's an audiovisual odyssey, and from my point of view, that it kind of delves into the world of childhood, and it kind of balances at the verge of reality and dreams, and it spoke to me personally, and I think it's a very personal movie, if I'm not mistaken. Is kind of childhood something that you draw inspiration from and that you come back to, as you mentioned, working with children? Yeah.
Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
I find it to be, an important perspective because a person is formed by genetics and their environment, and childhood is often the most sensitive part of
Yeah.
one's life, and where the environment becomes absolutely crucial. There's sort of a tension there which I like to contrast with the elderly in my other works. And I think it's this vitality I found so interesting, because you're kind of playing with fire in a way. So the reason I often include childhood is because it brings this weight to the environment. It's because the children. It's not, if I would have a grown up, they would be kind of formed already, but when there is a child, the environment always have a bigger part.
Yeah. And they keep on growing and they keep on forming themselves. Yeah, I think this spoke to me in the movie, and it's very present yes, I'm gonna ask you about the motives later on, but I just wanted to ask from the very beginning, how did you go about kind of conjuring the movie? Because it is very, very layered, and it's also very like dreamy. Like it's also in a bit. It feels very personal, and I wanted to ask you, what was the first kind of initial idea that you got for this movie? It feels like if it was somebody else's movie, it could have been a dream, it could have been a certain image or a feeling. What was the first thing that you kind of got that led you, or that you used for this movie?
Well, it's a mix, because I did not have a script. I had the idea of the movie is actually
Yeah.
the idea of the process, which was that I would remove, you know, all intellectual narratives and focus on my intuition. So in that way, it's a very personal movie, because I wanted to find myself in a way as a filmmaker. So, but I had illustrations which I had done, and the actors, who are my siblings. I you know I kind
So
of,
you pulled out that what they had in them, you feel?
yeah, or I knew what they had, you know, kind of traits and characters. So I could be, kind of, I could secure that part, and then focus on my intuition.
Yeah,
Um,
you kind of. I'm sorry. Keep on.
no. So there's not. It's more of the idea of the process of the film.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you actually about both of the aspects. One being if you had a script, because the experimental shorts and experimental films have a bit different approach than feature films, definitely different than animation usually. And somebody likes to have a script, and somebody is very strict about it, and somebody just has a shot list, and somebody doesn't, just goes out spontaneously. Did you just go out spontaneously with a camera and kind of guided the siblings throughout a bit?
Um, so the siblings, even though it seems like they are like what the film is about, when I did the film, it was more about me kind of embracing the environment, and
Yeah.
so with the horses, for example, they were the thing that took the most time, because you can't really direct a horse in the way they react in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I many days of just being outside with the horses, during the mist hours, and yes, so the children, my siblings, they took place in the later part of the production, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you go about directing them? Because I can kind of picture, if it were my siblings, they would just run around everywhere and didn't do anything that I wanted them to. Was it harder? Do you think that it was your siblings?
Well, I find it interesting working with children, just because they have this honesty, and you can't really, most children aren't really able to act really like method acting, or these sorts. So because I knew them quite well, I could also play on the traits. and I could also use this kind of emotions that they expressed. So my younger brother, Edward, who is in the movie, he got tired of filming, and they both did, and I kind of wanted to use that emotion, that expression in the movie. So when he's like this saddening face, it's mostly because not because I directed it.
It's because you captured it and provoked it.
Yeah.
That's a very I wanted to ask you if you since the experimental films are a bit like loose dramaturgically, and they are often a bit like poetry, or you're using something that kind of you use again in the process. And usually there's a certain sense of like heart of the story that you want to tell, and the other things like the tired face of your brother kind of fall into place. What was the heart of the story to you? What did you kind of, what feelings that you want to keep and convey?
Well, so the production took place during. I have this kind of chronic pain in my hands, and at that moment it was a bit more severe, and it was basically like a dip, and I was working on another production which was very hectic. so this was a kind of escapism for me. I needed this. This was like therapy, and so the heart of the story is basically me trying to express or just explore my own language in filmmaking, and what I want for the audience to take, or so it's just to experience, and there is no objective intellectual meaning or such in the movie. I have my interpretation, and but I don't wish to push them upon others. So the heart of the movie is a hard question, but it lays also in the process of the movie, I would say.
Okay, I found the film kind of very raw and pure and kind of spontaneous also. So I was wondering about the dramaturgy, and there are also kind of many recurring motifs, like the growing trees and the horses that had to be pain to shoot. Children running backwards and being shut into fences and in the fields. Would you kind of want to expand on some of those, if what they meant to you, or?
Well, I first of all I see, well, my approach to filmmaking is, even in the fiction world, it is I strive to find this kind of documentary truth, or I want to not only construct, but I want to really express a truth, and while I won't tell the whole interpretation of mine, because I don't want to shape others, I can say that for me, the movie and the motives was me kind of spectating a game which we can see with the kids and with the horses. And some people have told me that they see the horses and the kids as the same kind of individuals, which I kind of agree on. But it is a game, and you can interpret it how you want.
Up to us. Yeah, it's up to us to interpret it.
Yeah, and I think of it kind of like a game with no rules, with no definitive rules. A little like life itself, and it's in this closure, and so that's what I would, kind of how I would expand on the motives.
Is there the film itself looks very beautiful. It's it looks effortless, and the thing about effortlessness, I'd say, is it often takes the most time and effort. So, how long did you work on this film? How long has it occupied your mind, or how was it?
I think that if we are talking like a period of time, it's like a month of shooting during the winter, and then it was during the summer as well. So it half a year between the, but I if we're gonna talk like hours, I have no idea, because I as I said earlier, I approached it kind of like I do as a wildlife photographer. It's pretty much being out there and ready to capture something. It's but it was a lot of hours, and I found the horses because they were these like big creatures and muscular, kind of scary. So and in the mist you couldn't see them, and they just kind of run. It was it was amazing to be there and film them. But
I was sorry.
Yeah, no, but it took a long time. I'm not sure how many hours, but a long time, yeah.
I was wondering about the close-ups of the horses, because they are really up close, and you have used not only the details, but also you have used static shots, drone shots, kind of handheld camera. What equipment did you use? Did you have did you shoot it on a camera, or?
Yeah, I used my old DSLR camera, and then I had my drone, which I shot on. But and then for lenses, I shot on. Some shots are used. I used macro lenses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Eyes with the horses.
Yeah.
I noticed.
But then a lot of the shots are just used or shot using prime lenses, and
Okay.
yeah.
I was the other thing that you have in common with Kinga is you both have a really epic sound in the movie.
Yeah.
And also you're using a kind of a bridging piece. Since you said that you kind of in time was collecting the material and the shots, did you use the piece afterwards, and did you kind of you also use a lot of almost SMRI things in the beginning, and it dissipates. How did you go about that? How did you go about the music?
Well, my I didn't have in mind to use music at all at first. I because I focused on just kind of finding my rhythm in film. But then I listened to some pieces and I found this Beethoven, which I just found, you know, it resonated with the rhythm I tried to kind of use in the movie, and I tried to apply it in a way, and it worked. I didn't even have to, you know, cut it very much to just fit the piece. So yeah, it came about in post, the piece.
Okay. One of the last things that I wanted to ask you is about the cuts, as you just mentioned, and kind of bridges in between reality and dreams. And as I kind of interpret it, they are represented by different colored shots. Can you kind of explain, or you don't have to? I think it's up to interpretation, isn't it? But can you expand on that, on these?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that question because I work with film mostly as a or I try to work with it as a critical praxis, where I try to, you know, kind of if you ask me anything, I would have to have an answer for it. I want to kind of back up my own decisions.
Yeah.
With this film, it was a lot of intuition, but with the color and black and white, it was mainly that I because my standards is always black and white. I need to have you know, kind of I need to motivate using color because that's something extra. So the shots using color is just that I felt that it enriched the image and the scene. Whereof the black and white shots, it more took attention from the image, from the motives and such. So it's basically like for myself, I try to motivate using color or not. So it's not you can a lot of people think it's how you can distinguish between dream and reality in the film, but it's more a choice of expression.
Yeah, I get that. Also, I have a question for both of you, and we're slowly wrapping up. But also, are you working, William? Are you pursuing a film career as of now, or are you both interested in doing film and animation and experimental things, or are you interested in photography?
Well, I have a hard time separating the role of the cinematographer from the director, because I've always had a camera in my hand, and so I see it kind of one, and I think that's the way I want to approach the future. And I'm currently working on several projects, and I'm writing on a feature which I hope will take place in a couple of years. So
any topic that you are interested in with it as of now? Is it similar to the children?
Yeah, the feature is absolutely. It's a lot of childhood and resemblance with this, And also, you know, I try to, in every project, to just work closer to my own language and try to use this critical praxis to come closer to it. So yeah.
And Kinga, are you kind of pursuing? Do you see yourself in film or the animation in a few years?
Yeah, I would say animation, yes. I also kind of feel the same as William, but with the animation part, though, that the director and the animator in the industry is not really the same. But I would like to sort of be able to work on both.
Yeah, it feels to me that a lot of kind of artistic, you know, creativity or whatever the word is, kind of goes hand in hand. So, you know, painting that is very visible in your film, and the photography that is very prominent in William's kind of parts of the films and the expression. Do you have any kind of last messages for any of the viewers, any advice or anything you would kind of hope the audience takes away from not only like your movie, but if somebody was pursuing anything similar in filmmaking industry or filmmaking in general?
I would like to say, if I would take something from my project, that try to, you know, just at some time try to explore yourself in the medium, because when you just are studying trends and working like with doing this and that and forever, and you really never explore yourself in the medium, it's hard to really express yourself and really use your language. So just to experiment and try.
Yeah, Kinga.
Maybe I would say to just like have the courage to try and tackle ideas and projects that seem very hard and unrealistic at first, and not, especially in the beginning or when you are just experimenting with a medium or a style that you don't really care too much about the rules and what you should do. And I think I broke like every rule of animation that exists with this project, but I still think it worked out. So it's important to just have fun and experiment.
Yeah, and be true to yourself. Yeah, thank you for the nice last words. I think we're gonna wrap up on this one. So thank you for coming, Kinga and William. Your films are, again, I'm gonna repeat them. Kinga's is Take It Easy, Vzmuš set in the Czech language, and Fantasie, William's Fantasia, which is very simple translation. They are both kind of available. If you wanted to see each other's films, they are available on the platform, the A-FilmTeensFest.com platform till I think 23rd of February. And thank you for participating this year. I really enjoyed both of them. Thank you for the Q&A. It was lovely. And thank you for sending the films. I think we can wrap up. We can wish you the best of luck and wish the best of luck to the viewers. And thank you all to the people who have been watching us on Instagrams and YouTubes and wherever we were streamed. And farewell, goodbye. Naschledanou. Martine, můžeme asi vypnout stream. Thank you.